Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your man, Big B, Brian Hanley, and welcome to Steelers Almighty All-22. This is the breakdown of the offensive line, going over exactly what we saw against the New York Giants. We're breaking down 10 offensive plays for you, and again, giving you from the offensive line perspective. Uh, Good game last night by the offensive line. There were some ups and downs, and we're going to be honest with you and tell you exactly what we saw. But for the most part, the offensive line uh, played pretty well. The Giants have a good defensive line. It's not the best, but it's pretty active, pretty stout up front. And again, look, you're looking at it from the Steelers' perspective. They're dealing with some backups on their offensive line, but they handle themselves pretty well. We're going to break all that down. First things first, we're 1st and 10 at the Giants 39-yard line. We got a little 10-yard gain here. Najee Harris doing work. Trips up there. But look, that's great vision by Najee to get through this hole. Great vision by Najee. We're in the shotgun. Look at Dan Moore here, block two guys. I mean, look, he keeps his shoulders square, which that always helps. They outnumber us, so somebody's going to be free. We're in a light box. We only got 5. They got 6 in the box, but Dan Moore blocks 2 guys, does a great job. And like I said, he keeps his shoulders square, which always help. But Najee stays square, and great movement by Isaac here too. Whew. Big pickup by McCollum on the run blitz. I think he sees it late, but at least he's square. He catches it. Don't get me wrong. He catches it with his chest, but, he blocks the guy. I'd like to see him be a little bit more physical and see it quicker, and I think that's part of it there. He just doesn't see it, um, quick enough, but at least he sees it. Again, he's the backup center. McCormick and Broderick on the backside here don't have a ton to do on this play, as you see. But like I said, this is a good game. This is good vision by Najee here. Just real good vision by Najee. Let's move on to the next one. So we're 1st and 10 from the Giants 12, 1-yard gain, 12 personnel. They're in a bare front, so they got us all covered. But Broderick here, man, if he just keeps driving his feet, his first initial steps are okay. He's got a 4-eye, which means the guy's on his inside shade. So it's inside zone away. But if he just keeps driving his feet here and stays engaged, he's okay. But on the contact, he's high. The guy gets into his chest and is able to discard him, which leads it to a 1-yard play. I know a lot of you guys think I'm hard on Broderick. I'm not hard on Broderick. I'm just telling you what I see. And this is what we see. McCormick here, good wash. Good wash. I would love to see a little by Pruitt. I would love to see him be more physical at the point of attack, because he motions or shifts into being the fullback and the lead blocker here. And the Steelers did a lot of this kind of going backside, flowing one way, bring the fullback backside and come back in. He fights it, but Broderick's got to do a better job there. If he does a better job there, this is Jaylen Warren one-on-one with the safety, and I'm going to bet on Jaylen every time for a touchdown here. Just got to do it. Van Jefferson gets down inside, cuts off the backside. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to tell you what I see. And Broderick's got to do a better job. If he just continues to drive his feet, part of it, he's too high, doesn't come off physical enough. But sometimes it's just one guy. On this play, it was him. All right. So the very next play, 2nd-and-9 from the Giants 11. We're in 12 personnel. This one gets called back. Broderick, face mask. Let's just break down exactly what it is here. He gets off. He lets the guy get into his chest. That's the whole problem here. And we say that over and over and over again. The guy, he doesn't have punch. I don't want to hear about the arm injury. Punch the guy. He doesn't. You saw his hand placement. His hand placement is literally on the guy's outside shoulder, which means he's being controlled. He gets his shoulders turned because he's being controlled. And then when Russ has to, get out of there because Dexter Lawrence just completely runs over Ryan McCollum, let's not forget about that happening on the play. He grabs the guy's face mask. It's ridiculous. But Ryan McCollum, this is bad. But the reason it's bad, look at McCormick. McCormick, you got to help him, man. You can't just put a hand on Dexter Lawrence. Go help him. Go help block that. No linebacker was coming. You're looking outside at nothing. All you have to do, turn your head, nobody's coming, go back inside. You don't do that, and you let your guy get completely run over. Now, I would say, McCollum, you got to be way stronger at the point of attack because this is bad. I don't know if Jaylen Warren trips him or not. I'm not sure. It looks like he might have, but he was going backwards anyway. That is not good technique at all. You got to get lower. You got to get leverage. But more importantly, McCormick, you got to help him. You got to help your man out. You can't just let him get bored. This is early in the game, too. You can't just let that happen to him. But that all the way around. On the backside is fine. But on the front side, yeah, we get a bull rush. Our center gets run over. Our right guard doesn't help him. And then Broderick grabs a face mask because he literally gets super, super lazy with his punch. Grabs a face mask because he's getting driven back. He's getting his shoulders turned. It's just bad football on this one. And it's too bad because, again, that's a good offensive play by Pickens and Russell Wilson, man. All right, now we're 1st and 10 from Pittsburgh 30. Get a little 7-yard gain here. We're in 12 personnel again. I think Najee misses this one here. I think he misses this one. Again, we got that same look that we just saw. The fullback goes left, cuts back, little bend back action. We want the perception that we're running outside zone, and then the fullback bends it back inside to go block the backer. We just have Connor Hayward doing it this time. But I think Najee misses this one. He jumps too much. I think if he jumps just a little bit, I think that hole is there. Maybe he doesn't even have to jump. He can just cut. Maybe the jump cut isn't necessary right here. It's still a 7-yard gain, but look, let's give Broderick Jones credit where credit is due here, because on this one, he does keep his feet moving. He does keep his feet moving. And Najee could cut right off of his hip, and there's a ton of green grass. A ton of green grass. So give Broderick Jones a lot of credit on this one. Again, he's got a 4-eye, and that's a tough block, but he makes it, McCormick and McCollum, everybody does a good job washing down. Van Jefferson, he digs out that safety. I know it's just for a second. Washington, he kicks out the edge. Everybody washes down on that. Technically, it's the front side, but it ends up being the back side. I just think Najee misses this one. If he cuts right off Broderick and gets upfield versus jump cutting, this is a bigger game. It's a bigger game. But again, give Broderick credit. We just crushed him. Well, let's give the man some credit because he does exactly what you're supposed to do. Look how square his shoulders are right here. That's what you want, man. That's literally what you want. You want your shoulders square when you got an inside zone, and he stays engaged. He doesn't give up on the play, which we've seen him do before. He does not do it. Again, this is why people get so frustrated with Broderick, because when he does it right, he's so good. All right, now we're 1st and 10, New York 34, 26-yard game. We're in 12 personnel here. Here's Najee. This is what I'm talking about. We did this. This one we differentiated a little bit. We had it going one way. The fullback breaks it all the way back this time. Arthur Smith's in his bag right here, and he breaks it all the way back. Now, look, Connor Hayward, come on, man. Najee does a good job of making the guy miss, but you at least have to touch the guy, don't you? He doesn't even touch him. That's just good running back play, and the line's getting a push. But come on, Connor Hayward. You got to be better. Got to be better. The motion helps. It goes away, and then he makes a play. Like I said, it's a little redirect power play that the Steelers are working. And, again, they were doing it going into the middle linebacker. This time they bend it all the way back. Dan Moore and Darnell Washington just literally collapse the left side of the line here. Jiminy Christmas, people. They could just completely obliterate the left side of the line. So Isaac does a good job, good push. You see him here getting good push, good move, and he keeps his feet moving. That's the thing, man. You got to keep your feet moving with those big guys. Once you get them going one direction, just keep your feet moving. Just keep driving. Just keep driving. So, but yeah, I love this collapse. I love this bend back right here. But Connor Hayward, come on, man. Because again, this could have been a 1 yard gain if their guy keeps his head up and makes the tackle. If he's not afraid of contact, because that's basically what it comes down to. Their defender, outside defender, he's afraid of, and that's a corner over there, so I get it. But he's afraid of contact, and he just doesn't want to make the play. If he keeps his head up and decides to make the play, that's a 1 yard gain. Got to be better there, but give Najee credit. Makes a guy miss, eludes another guy, gets up the sideline, 26 yards. I'll take it all day long. Again, the scheme of this play, outstanding. And then you get that crazy wash down by Dan Moore and Darnell Washington, just insane. 2nd and 4 here on the next one, New York 25. This one, no gain, 11 personnel. All right. Broderick again. First of all, Broderick gets pressed because he's got bad hand placement and he doesn't bring his feet. He just turns and just nothing. Look at his initial punch. His left arm is on the guy's elbow or the guy's outside tricep. He doesn't even get a punch. You're not blocking anybody that way, man. You're just not. So he's super high and he just gets pressed. So immediately Najee has to cut back. So even if the play's not going outside, and I get it, you can't get pressed in the hole to make your running back believe that you're getting knocked back, which he's not believing it. He is getting knocked back. So you got to be better out there. Hand placement and feet, he doesn't bring either of those. The initial punch, just non-existent. So, and he loses basically immediately. But I don't know. Like I said, you guys think I'm too hard on him. I'm going to keep telling you what I see. It just is what it is. But here's the play. They got more people than we can block. Look at this. If you stop it right before the snap, you look to the right here, they've got 1, 2, 3. Broderick's covered, McCormick's covered, and that middle linebacker, McCollum, accounts for him. Okay, well, they've got more people than we can block. We've got 7. They got 8 guys right there at the line in the box to block us or to tackle us. So, but somebody has to block 58, and nobody comes off on 58. I think this is a bad job by Russell Wilson here. I think Russell Wilson's got to run into the fire. I know that there's more people on the left side, but the Steelers have more people at least over there to block them. I think you even got to check out of this and maybe throw the football here. But if you're going to run it, you can't run it away because nobody is going to block 58. Are you asking Dan Moore to block him? Yeah, you can't do that. You can't ask Dan Moore because not only are you, Dan Moore doesn't block him, he doesn't even try because he's like, yeah, I'm not going to get here. And I believe that's maybe who he's supposed to block, but he goes backside. And yeah, to me, this one is on Russ. Get out of this play. Either run it another way or throw the football. I think that's what you got to do. You got to get out of this play. Sometimes their alignment beats you, and their alignment just beat the Steelers here. You let it play. Nobody touches 58, but there's nobody there to block them. We just don't have enough, man. We just don't have enough. Got to get out of this play. All right, this one's 2nd and 7 at the pit 16, 11 personnel. Look, this one's on Russ again. Russ, you got to get rid of this football. You have got to get rid of this football. You can't hold the ball this long. This is the old Russ, Denver Broncos, Russell Wilson right here holding on to the football. I'm not saying there's anybody open. I'm not saying that, but you got to just throw it away. Either throw it away or go run for 1 or 2 yards, but you cannot just hold this football. However, Broderick Jones puts forth again, this is a recurring theme, a pathetic effort. Look at that. And he just quits. And he just quits on the play. And you can think that the ball should be gone. Hey, man, block. Your guy's still trying to rush the passer. What do you think he's doing? He didn't quit. And he just goes right around him. That's not an effort right there. That's nothing. Again, you can be mad at me all you want for saying I'm on him. Look at the effort. No punch, super high, shoulders turn, beat immediately, quits on the play. What am I supposed to say about that? Come on, man. And everybody else is good on the play. Look, here's the difference. Look at McCormick. McCormick gets beat on the counter move, but he keeps fighting and gets back in front of his guy. And don't say, well, he dove on him late. That guy wasn't making that sack. Russell was already sacked. That guy just dove into the ground. And even at that, at least he's fighting. Broderick didn't even do that. Come on, man. It's got to be better. Again, I blame Russell Wilson on this one for holding the football, but you're not going to convince me that this is not a pathetic rep by Broderick Jones. Again, no punch, catches the guy, immediately gets beat, and he quits. That's bad. That's bad. So next one up here, we got 1st and 10 from the Pitt 34. Little 11 personnel. We're doing toss left. I think Jalen misses this one here too. I think he misses this. Get a toss left. I think he's got an opportunity to press that one. And he goes outside. Look, Van Jefferson is trying to block a linebacker that's screaming downhill. So that's tough. But I think now it's a 4-yard gain, but I think if Jalen presses this one a little bit more up inside, I think he can get more here. If he goes right off of Darnell Washington and Dan Moore, because those two have a crazy good double team block. Shoulders are square. They seal off that edge. I think if he presses it now, you could say the linebacker's there and he's just going to ragdoll Jefferson. Well, he ragdolls him anyway. So I think if he presses up inside there, I think he can get more. He ends up going outside and running into the backer. There's just a ton of movement by Darnell Washington and Dan Moore. Dan cuts his guy off, doesn't let him get out the back door. I think it's a good play by the Steelers there. This is a real good play by those two up front. Isaac and McCollum, they got a great double team to the backside. Now, you guys are going to say, hey, look, I've said this over and over again. I'm being too hard on Broderick. I'm just going to let you watch what he does here, and then you tell me whether I'm being too hard on him. Just watch. And I won't say anything. And look whose guy ends up making the tackle. So again, hey, man, the play's away, Big B. Why are you being too hard on him? Well, guess whose guy made the play when the play was away from him? All because he just gave zero effort. I'll just let you be the judge. I'll let you be the judge. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But speaking of is what it is, y'all see Mason McCormick here? He just locks his guy up. He just literally locks his guy up. I mean, takes a step inside, and he doesn't let go. He locks this guy inside, boom, and nope, you're not getting to the play. Nope, you're not getting to the play. You're not getting to the play. You're not getting to the play. Good job. Again, I think Jalen missed this one, but that might be nitpicking. It's a 4-yard gain. I think it could have been an 8-yard gain if he presses it sooner. But again, Jefferson trying to block this linebacker, that's tough. That's tough. So the next one here, 3rd and 11, Pitt 33. We're in 11 personnel. Look, this is quarterback 101 right here. This is why they pay quarterbacks big bucks. In a pocket, making a throw on 3rd and 11, up the sideline, drops that one in a bucket, per se. Look, there's a lot going on here for the offensive line to pick up. They have a late twist. Guys are blocked. Broderick saves a sack here. He steps inside and then goes outside to block a guy that's screaming off the edge, coming off of Pat Fryermuth, technically chips him. So Broderick saves a sack because this guy's coming. Good job by Broderick there. Not good job. Great job by Broderick right there. Saves a sack. On the backside, Isaac Seumalo doing God's work. He's blocked 2 guys because McCollum doesn't see the twist quick enough. So he gets hit in the back. Seumalo has to, in turn, technically pass his guy off. Then he's got to block the backside looper because there's nobody there because the levels get off. But McCollum's got to see this quicker. He doesn't. And then Seumalo's got to peel back. He does. That is outstanding. Just spectacular by Isaac there. McCormick sees the game late as well, but he recovers to help with the pass off with Isaac. You see him peel and recover to get in there. But look, there's a lot going on this. They tricked us. They did, but they were able to recover. The line recovers. And again, Russell Wilson just standing in here. I mean, that's why they pay you, man. There's a lot going on around him. He delivers a strike. It's a great play. That is a great play and great offensive line play. And then finally, we got here 1st and 10. Steelers are trying to run this thing down. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot here, but this ends up being a 7-yard gain from the pit 37. We're in 13 personnel. Broderick pivots here, but he keeps his guy out of the play. Look, his hand placement is bad. That's a recurring theme. It's on his elbow. Almost gets knocked off his feet, but he does keep his guy out of the play. Because, like I said, there's not a lot of room here. Najee kind of does this, but look at Isaac and Dan Moore. They are working their ass off, and they finally get Big Dexter out of there. They just get him out of there. Now, some of that is Najee plunging into their back, but they get him out of there. Sometimes you got to dig those big boys out of there, man. They do. They do. On the other side, I keep saying this, and again, McCormick, I'm not sure Pat Meyer's the guy to teach it. He is so worried about this linebacker that he doesn't get the push on the nose that he should get, and I know he's got to block that guy. Don't get me wrong. I know Scotty Miller's coming in there. I don't think that Scotty Miller's got to block, but because it's a safety, and I know Scotty Miller's probably in there trying to dig him out, but I think McCormick's got to worry more about, I know he's got to worry more about blocking the nose. Get the movement on the nose. Let the linebackers and those guys come to you, okay? Because, again, that's not his responsibility. 41 is their responsibility on this play, not 31, the safety down in the box. That's where the linebacker or the wide receiver comes into play. He's so worried about it, though. He just comes off, doesn't get pushed, doesn't move his feet. He just kind of puts his hands on him and says, okay, I'm going to get the backer. No, man, you got to get the push at the initial point of attack first. You've got to do that. But this one is Najee saying, you know what? I'm not going to bounce it. I'm just going to run this thing up the middle, and we're just going to create a hole here. And there was nothing there, and he takes it because we've seen Najee try to bounce this thing outside and lose 5 yards. That's not what he does here. Here he just stuffs it up inside. Good for him, and takes the 7 yards. It's a good gain on first down when the Steelers are trying to run the clock out here. Well, hey, everybody, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to these All-22s. Look, I know you guys think I'm hard on Broderick Jones. I understand that. And I'm going to continue telling you what we see. This was not Broderick Jones' best game, but it was far from his worst game. But there are still things that are causing problems in the run game and effort-wise that he has to be better at. He just has to be better. And the reason I'm hard on him is because I know he's better than this. I just know it. I know he's hurt, but he's still better than it. The effort has nothing to do with you being hurt. That's all I'm saying. And he's just a more talented guy than what we're seeing. I'm not sure Pat Meyer's the guy to get it out of him. Either way, I'm not giving up on him. The guys that you don't talk about, those are the guys that you give up on. I'm not giving up on Broderick. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to keep calling it out and telling you guys what we see, man. I'm just going to keep telling you what we see. But overall, this is a pretty good game by the offensive line. I know some of you are going to go to PFF, and they've got horrible grades for some of these guys. Man, PFF is just a tool. It's just a tool. Don't let PFF get in the way of what your eyes are actually telling you. Your eyes are telling you something different. Believe your eyes. Trust your eyes. Got it? All right. Appreciate everybody joining us, man. Again, everything's pushed back a little bit this week just for the simple fact that we played on Monday night. So All-22, this is obviously it's on Wednesday. Our podcast will be out on Thursday. So we'll get creative next week during the bye week. So appreciate everybody being in here. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Continue to like, follow, all that good stuff. Leave those comments and hit the notification bell so you know exactly when Steelers Almighty content is coming out. Steelers Almighty, fastest growing Steelers channel on YouTube. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Aloha.